Microsoft Word has a lot of features that are, again, very, very handy for formatting a document. One of the features you find handy is putting in a table. Here's a blank document. I'm going to show you how to insert a table. That's fairly easy. You go to insert and say table, and you can pick a default size. I'm going to pick 3 columns here and just kind of highlight them, but this is a good way to get in there initially, but you can go in and you can add columns and delete columns and merge and split cells. So the initial table really getting it just perfect isn't exactly right. The very first thing I want to show you is how to adjust the columns. You can actually grab them like this. I'm just using the left button on the mouse and just kind of pulling them in. Okay. And you can adjust them like this. The other way to do it is to select the column and then right click and go to table properties, and you can say column and you can say preferred width, and you can say OK, and you can see it just takes the width away. Now what that allows you to do is it allows you just to type in something, and it will adjust the width itself. Now you keep typing, it's just going to make the column wider and wider. If I hit enter, okay, you'll see that it puts a line break in there for me, which is very nice to do. The other way to do that is to actually put a shift enter, and you'll see that it actually puts a little return symbol in there. You can actually see them. Let me make this one a little bit wider so you can kind of see it. You see the little return symbol right there. That's a hard return, is a shift enter. Okay, let me undo that. I'll do this, and we'll go back to the column the way it was. The other thing I want to show you how to do is to merge cells, and we'll merge this one right here. Merging. Again, this can be done in layout. You can see the merge cells right there, or you can right click on it and you can say merge cells, and what it does is it just takes those 3 cells and makes them one inside the table. You can split those back out by doing the same thing, by clicking on it, and we'll show you the other way around. Just split cells, and how many cells you want to make? Well, we'll say we want to do 4. Okay. And you see 4s, and what it does is it spaces them evenly out, and you can adjust them properly there too. Now, formatting the cells. Again, I highlight the cell that I want to format, and the formatting that I'm going to choose will apply directly to that series of cells only. I'm going to right click and say table properties. So I'll go to tables and I say borders and shadings, and you'll see let's do shading first. Well, initially it has no color. Let's make it a pleasant yellow. There you go. Shaded colors, we'll say OK. And see, it has a nice yellow shading coloring right there. Okay. The other thing we can do is let's highlight the whole cells and do another table properties. Oops, you gotta get it. I'm not selecting the cell. There we go. Table properties. Then you go to borders and shadings again, and let's go to borders. And you'll see that I have a page border and I have borders. The borders is what we want to deal with. Notice as the box that all borders have a column on it. I can actually choose just the box itself, which is just the exterior portion of the table, or I can say none. And I'll just show you what none looks like. We just say OK, and you'll see everything looks as if it's just a blank cell, but the columns are still there. Okay. Header, and all of these behave using the standard format. I can center them, I can right justify them, bold, I can increase their fonts, and the size of the cell expands to accommodate the new formatting. A few other things. Let's go back in and let's put the borders back in there just so we can see it. That's kind of handy to have. Oops. Make sure I get the table. it's a little tricky. I gotta highlight it and make sure that I get in there, table properties. There we go. So let's go back in our borders and shadings. Let's turn our borders back on. We want all borders. Say OK, just so we can see it. There we go. All right, now the design and layout are very, very interesting. And the see the borders up there. We go to layout, and we have a lot of options in here. One of them that I want to show you is the split cell. So let's split table. So I want to say split table, and you notice it actually gives me two tables, but they're formatted the same. And that's a way to actually take a table and put it across page borders if you want to. You can also insert a page break inside a table itself. Again, that makes it a little bit messy, but it can be done. Well, this is an explanation of tables. One last thing that I want to show you to do is captions you can put onto it. You can actually go to table properties and fill in some information about the title of it. So this is my table. It's like metadata within the table itself. A table of examples. And again, this can be very, very helpful when looking at a table. It's also help for those with disabilities to actually look into metadata, and they can actually turn a feature on to actually hear this. Very, very nice little feature. Before we leave this video, it's not tables, but I want to show you one other thing. This is inserting of pictures. Okay, and we'll just go to let's see, we'll just pick Anthony. There you go. There you go, my son. Alright, so there's a picture, and we can resize it. Now, you see a little symbol out here to the right. You can click on that, and what it does is it allows you to control the text that goes around it. Right now, if I were to type text, the text would actually go around the outside and to the round. You can make it go square. You can make it be very, very tight against it. You can actually make it go through the image itself. But the one thing I want to show you is that you can format the picture. You can actually soften the edges, fill it up. It behaves very much like text. So if I click on right here and I say center, you notice it centers the picture. What I wanted to show you was how to put a caption on it. Right click and you can say insert caption. It says figure 1. Now be careful when you're doing this that you do them in order, because it numbers them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you can say Anthony with a white hat, and you can say whether you want it above or below. Say OK, and it puts a little text box right there. Another handy feature of captions, and I'm going to get rid of that, is that you can actually insert a table of figures, and you see, aha, it keeps just like the automated table of contents. You can do the same thing with figures that you put in there too. Well, okay, very good. This is an example of tables and working with pictures and captions. I hope you found it useful, and hope you look forward to seeing other videos I produce.